we were going to have 2 children and adopt 2 and have 4 altogether. That was our American dream.
Yeah.
If you were to stop by Sunday service at the Summit Presbyterian Church in Philadelphia's Mount Airy section, you might run into Hector and Sue Badeau and some of their children. David, Todd, Alicia, Gita, Aaron, Wayne, Joelle, Sue Ann, Florinda, and Dylan. They're just 10 of the 22 children that make up the Badeau clan.
Hector grew up thinking he would be a coach or do something working with children, and I was already more thinking about adoption. Even as a young child, I had read a book called The Family Nobody Wanted when I was like 10 years old.
Essay could have taken like at least an hour each. And then
that book made a lasting impression on Sue. 20 of the 22 Badeau siblings are adopted. Only 18-year-old Isaac and 20-year-old Chelsea are birth children.
And each essay could have
It
taken
must have been a calling for them. I think God must have been involved in it because that's not like a normal thing that people just do.
From the outside, their home resembles a mini United Nations.
But we have a flag from every state that any of our children were born in, and we have a flag from every country that represents the heritage of our children. When I'm home, I make the meal, and usually somebody helps me out. We rotate to make sure everyone gets experience with that. We don't want them eventually when they move out not knowing how to cook. I make meals that are often in like 1 big pot or maybe 2, and so then I serve everybody and we all sit down together and eat.
And soon an empty dining room becomes a place to meet, eat, and catch up on the day's events.
There's a lot of us, and we're from all different cultures and nationalities, and yet we still relate to each other as brothers and sisters.
One of the best things about being a family is you always have someone to talk to and do stuff with.
It's a time for sharing and talking, and sometimes there's good conversation, other times it's quiet, everybody's hungry and they're just shoveling it down.
I'll just rock your tray a little bit.
I think what black and white gives you that color can't is, I guess it kind of gives you more emotion. If you take a picture of a yellow flower, you see it's yellow, but if you take a picture of a black and white one, the information that it gives you is the shadows and the texture to it, but it leaves the picture up to your imagination to fill in the color. Well, one thing I've always loved would be sunsets, just because there's always a really interesting texture to it. I found out that my grandmother had cancer. My family went out there to say goodbye for the last time, and I had brought the picture out there of clouds for her. As we were flying out there, she went into a coma, so she never got to see my picture. I shot a lot of my grandmother, but not just of her, because it wasn't just about her. When we were there, it was about everybody and the way that they were feeling about her. I feel that I captured the moments because I can't think of any emotion or anything that happened there that I didn't capture. I thought that if I could get people to remember it, then it wouldn't be as bad, and we'd always have something to remember by.
It's game day.
That's right, and as the masses file in, show announcer Johnny Gilbert readies the audience.
So I'm going to ask you, please, to monitor yourselves not to say anything out loud during the show.
People used to come out and warm up an audience doing all kinds of funny jokes and dumb things like that. But I know that these audiences are interested in where the cameras are, where the microphones are we going into a commercial? Now, they know all of that because they're very savvy people.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hop on.
Now, from Philadelphia, this is the Jeopardy Team Tournament.
The Jeopardy Team Tournament is finally underway, and it's no secret who these crowds are rooting for.
And a sophomore. Alexis Stevens is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a senior at what school?
Center High School.
All right, you and I
She has a large group of friends in Central High, and they were all here supporting her. So I think that was very helpful for keeping her nerves down, and not only that, encouraging her to do well.
I'm really psyched about my school coming. There's going to be a lot of people there from my school, and they're all going to be in their St. Mark's colors and whatnot.
Our own Don Pollock found out firsthand that Kate Bushy didn't arrive alone.
Is there anyone here from St. Mark's High School? I'm sorry, can you keep it down, please? I'm trying to find out if there's someone from St. Mark's High School here. Oh, okay. My mistake.
When you're in conjunction junction,
Punch your function.
picking up some knowledge, rocking round the clock.
The ABC Saturday morning Schoolhouse Rock series here on Channel 6 has grown into a national treasure. But did you know that the musical genius behind it all lives in the small town of Mount Bethel, Pennsylvania, 1/2 hour northeast of Allentown?
I wonder if you're wondering if you should take to wandering. I wonder if you wonder what I'd do.
Jazz singer and songwriter Bob Duro recalls the beginning back in the early 1970s when ad executives approached him with an idea.
And the president of McCaffrey and McCall had a little son. He said, my little boy can't memorize those multiplication tables, but he sings along with Jimi Hendrix and the Rolling Stones, so why not put it to rock and roll and call it Multiplication Rock?
It was a simple idea, but not to be done in a simple manner.
But don't write down, because I learned later that they had hired other composers who came up with a sort of a da-da-da-da-da. You know, there's only one rhythm to the multiplication table.
Bob's first entry struck a chord. Well, 3 chords to be exact.
I thought a lot before I got to this, but then I said, 3 chords, I'll make it a magic number.
3 is a magic number.
Yes, it is. It's a magic number.